Hi everyone, my name's Chorley. I work for Stop the Traffik. Stop the Traffik is a global movement that aims to inform and equip communities around the world about human trafficking. Human trafficking is a form of the modern day slave trade. It's where someone is bought and sold. It's where someone is tricked or forced and moved into exploitation in another part of the country or of the world. And it affects every community in the world, including right here in the UK. And young people have a unique opportunity to be able to do something about this. Young people can be active, just you can be active in combating issues like human trafficking, and unless you are, then it's not going to be tackled effectively. We made a presentation once to a spring festival, and there was a teacher in the audience, and she was caught up on this issue. She went back to her school and she gave a lesson about human trafficking. There was a kid in that class who was also affected by the issue. They went back and told their family about human trafficking. Their grandmother happened to be in the House of Lords. She then got affected by the issue and she raised this in Parliament. She raised parliamentary questions about human trafficking, and in particular around child trafficking in the cocoa industry. Thousands of children are trafficked into slavery in West Africa to pick cocoa that goes into the chocolate that you and I eat. The chocolate industry got a bit nervous about the questions that she was asking, so they called her to a meeting to try and give their version of events. Don't tell us that youth activism doesn't work, because it does. Another story, in London, the Metropolitan Police team have a specific team on human trafficking. Now, they were set up in 2007. They were going to be closed because their funding from the Home Office was going to be stopped. We thought that this was wrong. We got our young people involved. They did protests on campus. They organised petitions. And it was part of that pressure that led the human trafficking team to get funding for another year. What was the result of that? There were convictions of 17 people who had been enslaving people and trafficking them into the UK and into slavery. Teenagers, young people, were rescued from a life of abuse because that unit stayed open. And that was due in no small part to the pressure that young people put on the government. So don't tell us that youth activism doesn't work, because it does. We've got an election coming up, and youth turnout is pretty poor at general elections. In the last general election, it was 37%. Of all young people eligible to vote, 37%. How many over 65s voted? 75%. We have a part to play. I don't know if any of you are fans here of West Wing, but President Bartlett, one of his quotes was, "Decisions are made by those who show up." Are you guys going to show up? Are you guys going to become active in this campaign and in this activism to get young people involved in politics? Because it needs young people like yourselves. I just closed by Barack Obama, now the most powerful president, one of the most powerful people in the world. He admits that change will not come from the top. And I quote, he says, "Change will come from a mobilised grassroots." You guys are the grassroots, but are you mobilised? Are you mobilising others? I really encourage you, go for it. Whatever issue you are passionate about. If it's human trafficking, there's more information over there that you can pick up if you want. If it's something else, you go for it. Local, national, global level, you get involved, because it's only the people who turn up who make those decisions. Thank you.